Good day, and thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the in-depth forecast analysis video discussion for Tuesday, the last day of July, July 31st, 2012. Start off this morning with a soupy air mass in place. This is the water vapor imagery for the Mid-Atlantic, and this shows upper-level winds from the southwest at all levels, pretty much from the surface all the way up to the higher levels of the troposphere. Weak high pressure is moving off the coast, and as such, this area of low pressure over the Carolinas and Virginia actually will begin to move northeast and out to sea, probably south and east of Long Island during this afternoon and tonight. This disturbance here across the Great Lakes entering the Ohio and Indiana is ahead of a cold front that will move into our region and ignite some showers and thunderstorms, especially on Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. We can see a swath of rain now getting off the Delmarva coast and then south and east off the Atlantic coast. Here's a few more rain cells here and thunderstorms off the North Carolina coast. And here's our batch of rain and showers and thunderstorms incoming ahead of this cold front and upper level trough across the southeastern Canada and the Great Lakes. Now, if we take off the radar and the fronts and everything else, we can find the temperatures this morning are already in the upper 60s and mid 70s throughout the northern mid-Atlantic region. And what's more important still is that the air mass is quite saturated, with dew points a little bit lower today in the mid to the upper 60s, and then as you get down to southern New Jersey and into the Delmarva, they're into the 70s. We've got plenty of disturbances here across the eastern United States, and that will be impacting our region. The first one, again, is low pressure developing off the Virginia coast. That will move south and east of Long Island, but will give us periods of clouds and showers, especially across southern Delaware and southern New Jersey this afternoon as it clips the coast. Meanwhile, we have this upper-level trough and cold front approaching from the upper Great Lakes. That in tandem is going to move in our direction. The atmosphere is going to be roiling tomorrow, so showers and thunderstorms could develop. And again, with the flow being parallel to all of this, these storms are capable of very heavy downpours, lightning strikes, strong downburst wind gusts, and of course hail. And we're going to have to monitor for that situation as we get into later tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. And not to be forgotten, here is another upper-level disturbance entering the upper Midwest now. That will dive south and east through the upper-level flow over the next couple of days, providing us with more showers and thunderstorms. And the Storm Prediction Center has us in about a 10% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms this morning. That chance increases to about 19% as you get into southern New England and Cape Cod, and then 40% as you get well off into the Atlantic coastal water. So real no threat today across the interior northern New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or Delaware at this time. And then as we get into the overnight hours into early tomorrow morning, very little chance of convection, but we're going to have to monitor this area here as we get into Wednesday. NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast going ahead from the Penn State EWOL site. As we get through the early morning hours today, we find that area of low pressure and showers exiting portions of the northern mid-Atlantic off the Delmarva coast and then south and east of Long Island. And we're going to get a nice mixture of sun and cloud today, and temperatures are going to rebound well up into the 80s once again with very high dew points, meaning very uncomfortable conditions across the forecast region. So it's going to be a relatively nice day. There could be a little bit more cloud cover still around the coastal regions and haze and high humidity too, but that's why rip currents are probably going to remain moderate to high over the next couple of days as well. And as we get into the evening hours and tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, we're finding a little bit more cloud cover still on the south shore and east ends of Long Island as that area of low pressure departs, but basically high and mid-level cloudiness across everywhere else, and there could be a pop-up shower, an isolated shower or a thunderstorm in any of these locations during the afternoon hours, but should remain mostly away from the forecast region. Then as we get into the evening hours, we could develop some low stratus and fog again across southern New England and also the North Shore and South Shore and east ends of Long Island. And here comes forms our upper-level disturbance now across Pennsylvania, igniting some showers and thunderstorms from southwestern New York into northwestern Pennsylvania, and another band of showers and thunderstorms across eastern Pennsylvania. And some of these showers and thunderstorms with the cold front and low will be approaching during the day on Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon, especially over the Poconos where the flow is parallel to the mountains. And some of these will be slow-moving and producing heavy downpours, strong gusty winds, hail, and dangerous lightning. As we go through the afternoon, some of these thunderstorms would even propagate into northwestern New Jersey by tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow looks like a basically partly sunny, hazy, hot, warm, and humid day across the forecast region with an isolated shower or thunderstorm at any time, especially during the afternoon hours on Wednesday over the interior. And this is where the storms could be potentially hazardous and severely strong as you get into New York City, the lower Hudson Valley, northwestern New Jersey, the Poconos, and southwestern Pennsylvania. Some of these thunderstorms will have to be monitored for wet microburst, strong downburst winds, hail, lightning, and very heavy downpours, which could definitely lead to some flash flooding and ponding of water on poor drainage areas. These thunderstorms will probably begin to propagate southeast through the Philadelphia area into the northern Delmarva on Wednesday night and Wednesday evening, and then shift to the south and east off the coastline by Thursday morning. Another batch of showers could form over the central areas of Pennsylvania on Thursday morning, and this will keep a variable cloud cover into the area with mostly sunny skies in some areas, high and middle clouds in others, and temperatures continuing in the 80s with very high dew points. And the temperature forecast over the next couple of days will feature basically lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s and mid 70s, even in the New York City metropolitan area, with very humid conditions at night, very stagnant air. And during the afternoon hours, as the sun mixes in, we'll get an onshore sea breeze developing along coastal south shores and east ends of Long Island, as well as coastal New Jersey facing beaches, and that will keep temperatures there in the upper 70s and lower 80s. But over interior sections, temperatures are going to soar back into the upper 80s to possibly around 90 degrees in a few metropolitan areas. Forecast maps going ahead now. Low pressure moves off Cape Cod by tomorrow morning after midnight. A weak trough here with basically weak high pressure in control over the northern mid-Atlantic, and this cold front be approaching the Ohio River Valley early tomorrow morning after midnight. This front then becomes a very slow mover as it moves towards the area. The winds are parallel to the flow, so we're expecting some showers across Pennsylvania and upstate New York. Meanwhile, low pressure in this frontal band here will remain well offshore and away from the forecast area. And then as the front begins to move through, it'll probably weaken, but there could be some showers and thunderstorms in the unstable air as Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening approaches, and we'll have to monitor that for severe weather potential, especially Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night across the entire forecast area. As we get through the day on Thursday, basically a weak trough and low pressure at the surface will be located across the northern mid-Atlantic into southern New England, and basically weak high pressure covering the forecast area. We'll have to watch for areas of basically afternoon showers and thunderstorms driven by the sun and also the thermal boundaries or any other boundaries that are left over from cloud debris and previous thunderstorms. And basically weak high pressure will remain in control through Friday. We could get another bout of precipitation coming in as early as Friday afternoon or Friday evening, more likely though on Saturday as this new disturbance across the upper Great Lakes moves towards the mid-Atlantic. It's going to be a very hot and humid air mass in place. Temperatures on Thursday and Friday could approach or exceed 90 degrees. And we could be looking at a heat wave from Friday through Monday of next week as high pressure off the mid-Atlantic coast and a strong southwest flow of air provide very warm conditions over interior locations with temperatures basically running in the upper 80s and low and mid-90s with heat indices in the uncomfortable range as well. As we get through the day on Monday, this cold front will become barreling through with a thermal trough. We could get ignition of thunderstorm activity as early as Monday, and some of these thunderstorms will have to be monitored because this is a much cooler air mass trying to invade the area as early as Tuesday. If the front does weaken a little bit and stall out, more showers and thunderstorms will be evident on Tuesday, but if not, warm and humid conditions will return to the forecast region. European model now from the Penn State Ewald site shows its basic upper trough in place across the forecast region. And as we get through the day on Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday, especially after that cold front comes through and weakens, some very strong thunderstorms could ignite across the region on Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. And basically we're finding just basically high pressure off the mid-Atlantic coast, or Bermuda High configuration conjoining with high pressure over the plains, which is causing an extensive drought and devastation to the agriculture, which we're going to feel in our pockets later this fall and next year as well. Now, as we get through the day on Monday, here comes a powerful disturbance across the upper Great Lakes. This is going to drive a very strong cold front through the area, and as it does so, high pressure will then be reinforced over the forecast region. That would be on Tuesday, as this upper low then cuts off across southern New England and the St. Lawrence River Valley. Notice, though, how the European model wants to keep the flow basically west to east as we remain under the southern influences of the polar jet. So basically high pressure and warmer temperatures will rebuild into the forecast region after a brief break early next week. I'm expecting temperatures to once again begin to soar, and as we remain on the southern edge of the westerlies, I'm expecting other disturbances in this flow to move across and the chance for precipitation to increase once again. So that's your forecast for this Tuesday. Enjoy the forecast day, and we'll be back bright and early with you on Wednesday morning. Have a good day, everyone.